Howdy friends, it's time for another action-packed episode of the Blues Hard Biker. Stick around, see what I got in store for you. Alright friends, well, I guess I did it. I went and did it. I went and bought myself a Harley. I just bought this 2007 Softail Standard. Needs a lot of help, needs some work, but I got it really reasonable in price, so that's a good thing. I'm in my van right now because I got to trailer it. It needs a stator. I'm pretty sure it needs a stator. It won't run past certain RPMs when I get it up on the road, and it keeps killing the battery. The guy was gonna see if he could fix it, if he could, you know. Time went by and he texted me today and we negotiated the price and got it down to where I can live with it and he could live with it. And so I'm no stranger to having to get stuff fixed or fix stuff, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trailer it over to Dyna Joe. He's gonna put new tires on it too. It needs at least a new front tire. I'm just probably haven't put tires all the way around on it. But we're on our way over now. I'm driving the van. I got a trailer. I went to U-Haul and picked up a trailer. So away we go to pick up the new bike. Let's take a look at it.
Softail Standard.
There it is.
Got an intake, got long shots.
Well, what do you think?
No cams yet.
You know, the guy said that well, of course, yesterday, as you saw, I dropped the bike off at Dyna Joe's in Fresno here. Harley shop I always take my stuff to. Right now I'm waiting for my Uber to come pick me up. I think this might be the Uber right here. No, maybe not. Well, maybe so. But anyways, I'm waiting for the Uber to come pick me up because I couldn't find a ride today. It's all last minute. That's my Uber right here. It's all last minute. The bike needed a new stator and regulator, and I put new tires and a bunch of stuff on it. So anyways, here's my Uber right here. All right, here we go. All right, well, here it is. We got a new tire on it. Did a few odds and ends to it here. Buttoned up a few things. This needed a screw, headlight back on it. But this is the 2007 Softail Standard. This is also kind of a tow yard special here. I bought it off of a guy that got it in a lien sale. And it's not the prettiest one, but it's got a lot of potential. How about that, huh? Put a brand new tire on the front, and I had to put a new stator and a few other things, but it seems like it runs pretty good. We'll fire it up here and we'll check it out. The difference between this one and mine is the neutral light works on mine. There it is. Clean sounding machine. Pretty nice. There it is. 2007 Softail Standard. All right, well, let's ride her home. All right, well, let's see how she goes. We were having a little bit of a fuel issue. We're having a little trouble with it spitting and sputtering at higher RPMs again, like it was before. Not as bad. Before it just would die. But now we're looking pretty good. It actually is running real nice. Yeah. It's Chris. He's following me home, make sure that the bike runs all right. Chris went on the Three Rivers ride with us. like it's running pretty okay. Feel to it. It feels good. It really does. The motor runs real smooth. Okay, so I'm going to give you a rundown on this bike. Okay. I usually don't like to talk much about my business, but let's talk about it here. Okay, so I'm in total price. I'm in this bike for about $4,200. That's with buying it, with what Joe did to it, and I got real lucky on this bike. It was a lien sale, and there was no title. And the guy had all the lien papers to it, but he didn't have a title. Going good, man. Huh? You smell the gas? Can you? It's running okay though. Yeah. It's running nice and smooth. So it's probably just some bad gas. Yep. So I went to the DMV to see if I could get the title. And I was worried sick about it, you know. Anytime you got no title and you buy something, you're dealing with liens. It's opening up doors for problems, you know, it really is. So the guy told me that he felt there was probably about $800 worth of fees behind it. He allowed me to take the bike to the DMV and, you know, find out if all the paperwork was in order. And they told me all the paperwork was in order. Told me there was about $895 worth of fees against it. So I'm thinking I gotta, you know, negotiate that into price, which I did. And then, of course, you know, the story, you heard the story a couple episodes back. I test rode it, and it died and wouldn't start. It wouldn't charge the battery, it wouldn't run. And I believe it was the stator. So a couple weeks later, we made a deal, and I bought it fairly cheap. And got a trailer. I bought it yesterday. I got a trailer, rented a trailer, and took it over to Dinah Joe's, and he did a number on it, and he did it all within a day. He did it all in a day's time. And I took the paperwork down to the DMV, and you know, still worried sick about it, because you know, anytime you're dealing with liens, like I said, the guy went through, he showed every piece of paper to his supervisor, and then finally he says, okay, $185. I said, what? He said, $185, that's all. He goes, you want me to charge you more? I said, no. I pulled my credit card out, I paid that $185, and I did not have all of those fees against that bike. It cost me $185 to register it, to do the changeover, get the title in my name, and now the bike's mine for $185. Things are looking up, man. So I was expecting to be into this bike for about, you know, $5,000. I'm going to get it painted and stuff like that. So I thought, you know, if I could be about $6,000 into it, 07 Softail, standard, 20,000 miles. You know, if you could find one for $6,000, that's an okay deal, you know. And but I'm going to be into this thing way less. And it seems to be running pretty good. Yeah. That's Chris has just bought that dyno last week, and He got it really cheap. I don't even want to say, but he got it cheaper than you could buy a Sportster for. Hey, all right. So I think I did okay on this deal. And it leaves me, you know, it's not perfect by any means, so I can do a lot of stuff to it, little modifications here and there. I don't feel, you know, I feel guilty about tearing stock bikes up. And with this bike, I don't have to feel guilty about that. It's already got straight pipes on it. It's got air cleaner and exhaust taken care of. Sounds good. And I'm digging the apes. I'm liking everything about it. You know, the riding position's pretty comfortable on it too. Got a little backfire on the D-cell, but that's from the straight pipes. I'm digging it. So now when I go to the swap meet, I can really buy cool stuff for it. It's got these cool little kind of heel rests on it. So it's kind of almost like a foot peg. But you know what? I kind of have a little trouble getting over to the back brake. But I'll get used to that. It's ugly. Yeah, this is great. I really like this. This is kind of in between my Sportster and my Deluxe, you know. It's still a big bike and got a lot of pep to it. Beautiful motorcycle. And especially for what I've got into it now. And you know, the price of motorcycles are going up. I mean, you know, you can hardly find bikes like this for, you know, what I got into it now. I basically traded the Triumph for this bike. He got that bike there out of steel. And that, I don't even want to say how much, but you couldn't get a Sportster for what he got that bike for. He got it about a week ago. I wish I'd have seen it first. But there again, I wouldn't want to do anything to it. I was looking for a bike that I could do something to. That was awfully cool of Chris to follow me home. He lives way over on the other side of town. Yeah, man. Hey, let's turn. Yeah. So this is basically, yeah, I basically just turned my Triumph into another Harley, which is okay, you know. I mean, it's I don't have anything different now. I just got all Harleys, but that's all right. This bike is much easier to ride than the Triumph, I'll tell you that. man. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. It's a good bike, man. It rides good. Rides real good. Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks. I'll see you around, all right? Cool, man. There it is. Cool.
The next day.
Ride this bike a little bit more today. I straightened the mirrors out. Hopefully they'll stay in place. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay, we're looking good. Tighten the mirrors up. Yesterday the mirrors would not stay in place whatsoever, and caused us some problems. But I'm looking good now. I got a real surprise on this bike. I thought it was just a Softail standard, and I looked up the VIN number because I needed to add it to my insurance, and I find out that this is a night train.
Yes.
So it's not a Softail standard, it's a night train. And I wondered, Dinah Joe mentioned that he thought it looked like a night train because the motor is all blacked out. But it seems to ride pretty good. I'm in 6th gear now. And I'm getting up there. Yeah. Feels pretty good at 80 miles an hour. 70 miles an hour, cruising along real nice. You know, this is one of those things, you know, I stumbled upon it and everything was right. I got a really good price on the bike, and a few things, like I had said earlier, a few things cost me a little less than I thought they were going to. A few things cost me a little more than I thought they were going to, but it evened out in my favor. Actually it leaned over into my favor. It didn't even out. So yeah, it's got to do a little work to it here and there. There's a few things wrong with it, like for example, one of the turn signals in the front doesn't work, one of the turn signals in the back doesn't work, and it's just bulbs, I'm sure, because they work, and just needs a little tidying up. Like this thing's loose right here, the gas gauge. I don't know how to tighten that up. The gas gauge seems to be working. Really, my original plan was to get rid of at least 2 of the bikes, probably the Triumph and the Softail, and get a little newer bike. But then the bug to kind of have something that I could fool around with hit me, and this popped up. So I definitely had to make some kind of a move. And I'm pretty happy with it. Get out here on the highway. See how she does on the highway. It seems like it's running pretty good. It runs every bit as smooth as my other Softail. The motor might even, I don't know, the motor might even run a little smoother even. Feels really good. But this is it. This is my new bike. I think I'm gonna put a coat of paint on it, paint it black, keep it in the night train tradition. A few other things I want to do too. The rear wheel on these has a solid rim, like a Fat Boy, and I think I'm going to powder coat black that rear rim because it's kind of oxidized. And there's a few things that might be kind of funky on it. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I might have a bent fork or something in the front. It looks like we're just a little bit off right here. That's not a big deal. You can replace the tubes pretty reasonably on them. We're going good down here, around 75 miles an hour. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been since this thing's been ridden, so I don't want to ride it super hard. Feels good. Oh man, it feels like a Harley. It just rumbles. I love the pipes. Pipes sound great. This bike sounds great. Oh, what's this joker doing? Cop. Sheriff. Yes, let's see how we'll give it a little trial run on the turns here. We're going to the park and ride around the park a little bit. See how, not heavy turns, but just, oh yeah, nice. Been a while since I've ridden a bike with apes on it. It'd take too much to get used to though. Well, this bike is sweet. I gotta say, I think this is a winner. It's a total, you know, it's basically almost the same thing as my Softail Deluxe, but it's a totally different bike. You know, my Softail Deluxe is totally stock, and this thing's got the straight pipes on it, and the ape hangers, of course. Done some modifying to the intake there. Got an open air cleaner, and it just feels like a completely different motorcycle, which is good. I didn't want the same thing, but it's basically the same thing. It's got the same motor in it. Let's head back to the house and put this thing to bed. You know what? I think I'm gonna go this way. This is my new bike, friends, and I think this might be my favorite bike. I really like the way this thing rides, man. Cool. All right. Well, there she be. It's the 2007 Night Train. Yep, there it is. Softail. Pretty dang cool, man. Pretty dang cool. Needs some help. Like I said, it's going to need a seat. I got a buddy of mine that's going to reupholster the seat for me when I feel like pulling the trigger on it. I wanted to ride it a little bit. Paint it. I'm going to paint it black. Keep it within the, you know, the Night Train tradition. And its motor's blacked out, as you can see already. And that's what led us to believe it might be a Night Train. And I looked up the VIN number and it told me what it was. And as you can see, there's that Fat Boy style rear wheel. And that thing's going to get powder coated black. But yeah, you know, it's just a little old rat bike now. And like I said, there's a few little issues with it, you know. Like the turn signal, you know. The front one doesn't work. Oh, neither one of them. Oh, I don't have the key on. There's a few little issues like the turn signal. The front one doesn't work, but the rear one does. And it's probably just a bulb. And then it's the opposite on the other side. The front one works, but the rear one doesn't. So I'm thinking it's probably the neutral light works on it. My neutral light doesn't work on mine. On this one. They're both mine, but on this one, the neutral light doesn't work. But yeah, I want to do some things to it and make it a nice bike again. And this was bought, the guy I bought it from had bought it in a lien sale from a tow yard. And kind of like my little Sportster over there. So anyways, that's the story on this dude. And I'm really, really looking forward to what the future has in store as far as fixing this thing up and getting it boogieing again. Well, all right. What's that? Let's start it one more time. Why not? Let's start it one more time. Here we go. Man, it sounds good. Well, all right, everybody. I guess I'm going to wrap it up now. New bike, good deal. I think it's a good deal. I think it's going to be okay. New bike, the old bikes, nothing but fun. That's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a lot of that while I'm down. In case you didn't watch my last couple episodes, I got to have a hip replacement surgery in about 2 weeks. It's actually the 19th of December, so I will not be able to ride for a while. If any of you guys have had hip replacement surgery and have experience with it and have experience with riding, leave a comment here if you could, because I'm worried sick. I'm kind of worried I might not be able to ride at all anymore, and here I go, I buy another motorcycle, but oh well, it's like money in the bank. But yeah, please leave a comment if you've had hip replacement surgery, and give me your experiences on riding with hip replacement surgery with the prosthetic hip. All right, so before we go, I want to ask you one more time, if you could be so kind, hit that subscribe button, give me that thumbs up, and hit the little bell. What's going to happen there is that bell is going to let you know when I upload new content. And I try to do it every Tuesday and every Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And also that thumbs up, it gives YouTube a little positive vibe. It lets them know that you like what I'm doing. It also lets me know you like what I'm doing. And of course, subscribe. You can follow me. We'll be friends for life. Help me out. Keep the channel going, and I'm having a good time doing it, and I hope you guys are too. All right, so thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to all the regulars. Thank you to all the new people. Thank you, everybody. What the heck. And stay cool, have a good time, be safe. All right, thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll see you again right here on the Blues Heart Biker channel on the next episode. Thank you very much. See you guys soon.